We can pass all the laws in the world, but when they go to court, they're struck down because we're not protected in the Constitution. Equal pay is a challenge that impacts women their entire lives and can impact women who are incredibly successful. It contributes to why women are the largest segment of our society living in poverty, because that unfair pay then translates into unfair pensions, unfair savings, unfair Social Security, 401ks, and compounds over time to contribute to a huge wealth gap between men and women. On average, it's roughly $800,000 over the lifetime. That's a lot of money. And women during the COVID pandemic were the first to lose their jobs. 11 million women lost their jobs compared to 9 million men. When you hurt a woman, you hurt her children, you hurt her family, you hurt her husband, you hurt everyone in her network because she's not being paid fairly. And the way to address it, the strongest way to address it, is to pass and ratify, which we're trying to do in Congress, the Equal Rights Amendment, which would allow the courts and people to fight to have discrimination against them righted. Legislation can be changed, it can be rolled back, it can be erased, it can be overturned. And our rights should not be dependent on who's the legislator, what the legislation is, who's the speaker or the president, or who's on the Supreme Court. It's our fundamental rights. It should be in the Constitution, in the document. As the Equal Pay Act taught us in 1963, you can pass a bill that says equal pay for equal work. The point is, it's not enforced unless it is in the Constitution. I'm always hopeful. There are many things that have changed, one of which is we've elected far more women. Because of the Women's March, the Time's Up, the Me Too movement, we have more women in Congress than we've ever had, and that's made a difference. They bring to the table the concerns that affect the family, usually, very much so. I know when I went to Congress, I was a young mother, so I focused a lot on affordable and available childcare that didn't exist, and equal pay for equal work that didn't exist, and paid family leave. I was always afraid I'd be fired when I had a child. I can recall being threatened, told to leave. I went to the personnel department with my first child and asked about leave policies, and they said, "We don't have any. Women just leave." I said, "I don't want to leave." They said, "Well, you'll be the first one. We expect you to leave." I said, "Well, what are the policies you have?" And they said, "Well, you can claim disability." I said, "Having a child is not a disability. It's a great joy. What are you talking about? I'm not about to claim disability for the birth of a child, probably one of life's most precious moments." And since I've been in Congress, I've fought so that other women don't have to go through the same threatening intimidation that I went through. Most countries have an Equal Rights Amendment in their Constitution. We don't. It's long past due. When women succeed, America succeeds.